Day drinking with Wes Hagen and my wife Chanda Hagen. So you might have seen we did a Zoom hangout early in sequestration, and you may have seen us talking about some stuff in our first Zoom hangout. It was just basically us.
Dogs.
Yeah, I think we talked about dog training. So we're going to be talking about a little bit about wine. I hope we get to talk about dogs and dog training. That would be absolutely fantastic. If you've never been here to day drinking with Wes Hagen and the Miller Family Wine School, I'm Wes Hagen. I am the winemaker at J. Wilkes Wines. I'm also the brand ambassador for the Miller Family Wine Company. As a result, about 5 weeks ago, I woke up in a different world and asked myself the fundamental question: how can I pivot to make sure that my boss wakes up today and realizes that I'm an integral part of everything we do here at the Miller Family Wine Company? Making wine's pretty easy. Selling wine can be fairly complicated. So Peter Rogers, yes, Peter and Mary. Hey guys. We got Anthony is watching, and we got Don Ward in the house. Very nice. Alex Lewis.
Hi.
Remember he had Pugsley? Remember Alex?
Had?
Alex is probably maybe one of what?
Had?
10? Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
Well, at least he can
Can I get another one?
He got a rescue, I think it's a German Shepherd mix.
Oh, well, that's different.
Yeah, no, we'd love to see what kind of, and again, Chanda knows a heck of a lot about a heck of a lot. She knows more about.
No, that's your tagline.
We have very complementary skill sets intellectually.
So I know about like dogs and horses.
Yeah.
You know about everything else.
No, I've got things I'm expert at, but as a good salesperson in the wine industry, one thing that I try to focus on is to be conversational in everything. Not in every language. I can say a few words in most languages, but
Oh, I forgot my glasses.
Oh, you were going to wear glasses?
Well,
You want to go grab them?
Oh, I can't. I'm wedged to my wheelchair in here.
Yes. Oh, disability stuff, wheelchair stuff,
Horses, dogs, and being totally disabled. That's what I know about.
And ironically, you probably know more about working out, muscle groups, and proper workout technique than anyone I know.
You don't know that many people that work out, maybe.
Sure. Well, now, she is now not only the producer of the show, but she is also my.
No, I'm not that either.
Well, you certainly. And Dominic's here, so we can open some sparkling wine, which if it is day drinking.
It's daylight here.
It is.
Not sure about anywhere else. But
Okay,
here,
this could be a tiny bit messy, but that's okay. So we've got the Profaci Vidal sparkling. Vidal.
oh yeah,
And Vidal
labeled a little
and Vidal Blanc. Vidal is really an excellent grape. If you've never had any wine made from Vidal, I don't know if you've ever had a Vidal, honey. Let's see. We've got Don Hagen. Where are the pups? You guys look great.
Oh, they're eating.
My dad's here. My dad's
eating
here.
here.
Hello, Don Hagen. If you went to La Cañada High School like I did, Don Hagen was probably your principal. So Don's in the house. Hope everything is well. Hope Sylvia's recovering well, and I hope you guys are staying inside and wash your damn hands. That's awesome. 3 rescue wolf hybrids. Hey, all dogs are wolf hybrids, right there. No, but Malamute, GSD, and Husky mixes in general. Well, there's 3 dogs at
3
different dogs.
different dogs.
Yeah, that's a lot of love in your house, man. So
Wow,
that's a lot of dogs.
A huge difference from a pug.
No doubt. Probably quieter, and you don't have that on warm nights up in San Jose area. And Larissa's here, awesome, and Hillary, and Samantha, and all these people are checking in. And we got Tommy.
I really need glasses. I can't see.
Yeah, what do you want to? Oh, you can't. Okay, Jennifer and Tommy are in the house, and oh my gosh. If you need, okay, I know I'm not your boss, Tommy, but I'm the winemaker at the tasting room where you work. So I'm just going to go ahead and just put the pressure on and say, dude, it's 5 o'clock. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Have a freaking drink. Do you have a liver? Has your doctor told you to stop drinking? Yes and no. It's time to have a drink. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, Tommy was asking Jennifer and I may need a tad bit of peer pressure to drink today, and
Oh, well, we are peers.
We are.
We will put just gentle pressure. Only drink if you want to. I just can only drink a little bit, otherwise I'll get hungry.
Well, so Dominic is the gentleman who made this wine is actually in the house today, and he's over watching, and I promised him that I would taste this wine in person and online. And we'll see what's going on. For some reason, anyone, maybe Phil or Tommy, for some reason, I am not seeing our picture up on J. Wilkes Wine Santa Barbara. If you are watching, Phil or Tommy or Keith, Dominic, can you just tell me that the picture is coming through on that? I downloaded a whole new browser and did quite a bit of work and research to make sure we would have. Oh, man.
You can't get that open.
I'm gonna need a towel.
Oh, a towel. Well, I can go get a towel.
Hey, how about if I get your
my-
glasses?
Oh,
I
okay.
can get them both. Where are they?
I think they're next to the bed.
Next to the bed. I'll try not to explode this.
Of course, he's left me here, and I can't exactly read the comments without my glasses, so I can't see exactly who's here. But he'll be right back. I can hear him. No, they're just sitting next to the bed.
That case was
That's
empty.
okay.
Are you sure?
These are not the ones. That's okay.
Okay.
You can read them for me.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, welcome back to me. So what we're going to do...
Oh, I can see that one. What are you...
Oh, yes. So opening a Gardner, New York Sparkling Vidal. Said one guy ever. And his name is Dominic Profici.
If we can open it.
Alex, wow, great, good pressure. Alex is saying to tell everyone a secret about me that no one else would know. And I'm totally cool with that. Because I'm a whore on the internet.
No, I think Wes is such an open book that he really wouldn't have any secrets that you wouldn't readily blurt out at a random time. I can't really say that. I can't think of anything. Yeah.
Well, no. Let me try to think of something. I drowned when I was 3.5 years old. This is something a lot, and my dad saved me in Lake Arrowhead. I mean, I didn't die. I mean, I wasn't pronounced dead, but I sank to the bottom of the lake, and my dad went down and saved me. So
yeah, I don't know. If you didn't inhale water into your lungs, can you say you drowned?
well, it was the weirdest thing. It was the weirdest.
Peaceful?
It was the weirdest thing because I fell in the lake off of the dock, and I could swim like a fish. And for whatever reason that day, I just sank to the bottom of the lake, and my dad had to pull me out.
It's because you're a weird child.
I was a weird child. I was incredibly hyperactive as a child. I used to pull books off of shelves before I could walk. I was considered basically just an absolute terror. An absolute terror.
He still is.
Yeah, I can be. I definitely can be. And I'm going to just check to see. Let's see. You guys are up on... Oh, cool. Pick is good.
Oh.
Can see it's fine. For whatever reason.
Only my eyes worked better.
Oh, look at your wife is adorable. So excited she's on today. I am too. And, I mean, we're a team all the time. I tend to be sort of the public-facing part of our team.
I'm the hide behind the Wes kind of person. I'm going to be back here like this. This is where I would be naturally.
So of course. So the goal today is we're going to talk a little bit about Dominic's sparkling wine. At 5 o'clock, we're going to be opening the Chanda's Reserve Chardonnay, which we'll tell you a little bit of a story about. And then we're just going to kind of open it up and kind of hang out, talk a little bit about Chardonnay, a little bit about style, look at some questions. If you have any questions about, like I said, dog training, especially, Chanda is an amazing dog trainer. I think she is. And she's been training dogs basically since she could walk to do crazy things, especially when she could only afford a dog and not a horse. Didn't you used to train your dogs to do horse stuff?
I did.
Yeah. All right. So, Jonathan, welcome. So lovely to have all of you here. John Schaefer's in the house. Oh, what do we got? We got someone saying I'm a cross between. It's actually, and Anu is in. Anu just came in and said hello to you. And someone was saying I'm a cross between. I love these type of things. Ethan Hunt and Maxwell Smart. Where's my shoe? Pick up. Hello? 99? So I guess that means it kind of like was based on the Inspector Clouseau thing that if you go into the world with enough like passion and interest, like good stuff just happens. It's sort of the Being There, the gardener, or Forrest Gump, which was basically a complete ripoff of Being There from my perspective and should not have beaten Pulp Fiction for the best picture that year. So anyways, that maybe I sort of move into the world with enough passion and belief in myself that good things happen. Maybe that would be as close to Maxwell Smart as I would become. I did have a big crush on 99 while I was growing up, though, so that's fine. We've got a dog over here. Maybe she'd like to come say hi.
I just kicked the table. Oh, come here. Kiss. Come here. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Sorry, she's not. Okay, I'm not going to ask her to.
Big, crazy black lab knocking stuff over.
That's her job. We call her the bulldozer.
She is a bulldozer.
Or the brick.
She is quite a brick. All right, let's taste this beautiful wine, and we're about to go live up on Instagram. So this is an aromatic white wine. Vidal generally has a lot of peach. I tend to get a little bit of a confectionery character out of Vidal. Very commonly, it will smell sweet but be dry. What I'm smelling in this is very strong aroma of ripe pear. And
looks like pear skin.
You know what I was thinking? How about like an apple fruit roll? It has a fruit roll smell. So yeah, kind of like it's like a little sweeter and a little more. It's a little more concentrated. Like it does have that. If there was such a thing as a pear fruit roll up, that's exactly how I would describe the nose on this. A little bit of spice, a little bit of a lactic character, which can be described as the positive, creamy aroma of a yogurt. With I get that tiny little. Beautiful sort of sourness. It smells like something I want to drink, number one. First of all, and Rick Pratt's in the house. Hey, Rick. And we're breaking the rule today. Yes, we're just loving everybody when they come in today. If you come in right in the middle of me drinking a wine, I'm just going to say hi because that's how we're going to roll today. All right, we got just 1 or 2 minutes left until we bring in our Instagram people. So let's make fun of Instagram people really quick. Ready? No, let's just drink some sparkling wine. She's an Instagram girl. If you agree that Pulp Fiction should have won the Best Picture award over Forrest Gump, and not to say Forrest Gump wasn't a great movie, it really was. But if you talk about how a movie changed film, and if anyone could tell, Rick Pratt has worked with Mr. Tarantino a number of times. What I would say is that it changed all movies forever. It really, it was like Raiders of the Lost Ark or Star Wars. There were movies before Pulp Fiction and movies after Pulp Fiction, and there was just a fundamental difference afterwards. Tarantino said some stuff that I can't repeat about his feelings about Forrest Gump, so you'll have to check it out. It's not politically correct. While representing the Miller Family Wine Company, it would be bad of me to say something like that. Cool, let's bring on these Instagram fools. All right, and here we go. So welcome Instagram and welcome everyone. It's 5 o'clock, which means we're day drinking with Wes Hagen. I am very, very proud and lucky today to be joined by my beautiful wife, Chanda. And that was a name that I blew on our first date. I think it was
Everyone calls me a different name, and I'm totally fine with it.
We met at a party in Isla Vista, California, which is the area in Santa Barbara where UC Santa Barbara is. We met at a party where there was a Grateful Dead cover band or a Grateful Dead tribute band, and the rhythm guitarist Jim had made us both promise that we would come to this gig because he was afraid that no one was going to show up. We did show up in different cars with different people. And we kind of ran into each other as we walked into the wrong house because we didn't actually know which house where the party was going on. So we ended up, I was a third wheel and she was a unicycle. And I had a bottle of Beaujolais and all they had was Budweiser in the keg. So we went into this like college dorm style house, grabbed a couple of coffee mugs. I opened a bottle of Cru Beaujolais, and we ended up drinking this bottle of Beaujolais at this party and getting to know each other. We found each other being in the same proximity a number of times, which I enjoyed. And we also had some great conversations about scars, about ways we had hurt ourselves in our lives.
I have many.
A little bit about past relationships, but not much. She told me she had just gotten out of a relationship and just came back from Cincinnati, Ohio, and that she was incredibly stoked that...
Oh, sorry. It was Peregrine this time. Sorry. Oh,
damn it.
Sorry.
Okay, hold on, honey.
Sorry.
Hold on.
Sorry.
It's worth it.
Come on. Shoot, I'm sorry.
Why is this not working? There we go.
Oh, sorry.
Family dog. Actually, Kristen Levante's on.
Peregrine.
And Kristen Levante remembers that the band that we saw on, April 9th, 1999? April 4th, 1999? We have the ticket somewhere. I mean, the flyer. Mm-hmm. But anyways, we met, and it was fantastic, and we ended up having these, good conversation. I thought I would be really sly, not get her number, try to remember her name. I gave her my business card as the winemaker at Clos Pepe Vineyards at the time. And then just assumed, hey.
Actually, vineyard manager.
Was I vineyard manager back then?
Well, we didn't start making wine until after we were married.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, and then in the end, at the very end of the party, I asked if she wanted to go to the Vintners Festival the next weekend. She said she would. I gave her my card. I said, give me a call. We'll make the details. I didn't hear from her. She basically totally swingers me. She called me Wednesday night. And the party was on Saturday night? So I think you waited 4 days. And
it was not calculated or planned.
You were busy.
I was just trying to find a good time when, this was before cell phones, so it's not like you could just call whenever. There
were cell phones, and there weren't very good cell phones. There weren't smartphones. Yeah, so anyways, we went to the Vintners Festival. I was pouring for Babcock. She basically sat and watched me pour wine, and for some reason found that somehow interesting. We took some breaks. We walked around. We ate food. I think we kissed under
the oak tree.
Under the oak tree at the crossroads at Firestone. Yeah, every time we drive by, we say, there's where we had our first kiss. So now you guys know the story of how we met. You know that I almost drowned as a small child. And you should also know that this Profaci Vidal sparkling wine that we just opened, that Dominic Profaci was very kind to send this out all the way from Gardner, New York, where he grows these Vidal vines. This is something that I've never had before. This is homegrown, homemade sparkling wine.
It's very rare, I would imagine.
And I would say in wine, I'm going to go ahead and say sparkling wine is the most difficult wine to make in the world.
I think so.
And beer is harder than that. So I'd say beer is harder to make than wine, and sparkling wine is the hardest wine to make. Any possible small flaw that you have in a sparkling wine, when you basically give it the secondary fermentation and give it the bubbles, those bubbles are going to exacerbate any small flaw. So if the flaw is barely noticeable while the wine is still, it's going to become very, very noticeable as the wine gets bubbly. Again, big kind of peach or pear fruit roll-up aroma, and the wine is bone dry in the mouth. Were you surprised how dry the wine was?
Yeah.
And one of my favorite things about this wine, A, it's well made. B, I think Vidal is one of my favorite hybrid grapes to grow on the East Coast. It's clean, it's cold, and it has alcohol in it, which means, sun outside, alcohol. What does that mean we're doing? We're day drinking, so really stoked you guys are here. Tonight, we are actually going to be opening, I'm going to actually have one more little splash of that, because that's just absolutely tasty. Very nice sparkling wine. Don't think I've ever had a sparkling wine out of the Finger Lakes, and I know they make some good ones up there. So, congratulations, Dominic. You have just made my favorite East Coast sparkler. Yay, good job. No, the wine is actually really good, and I look forward to being able to kind of maybe turn on something on Netflix or on Hulu after this, and doing what we can about thinking about what we want to have for dinner that would match with a beautiful sparkling Vidal. What's up, sommeliers out there? What do you what do you match with sparkling Vidal? Oh, because the dryness. I mean,
You don't have any questions about what we're drinking?
yeah. Let's take a quick look. Let's take a quick look about that, and then we'll open up some Chardonnay. So if you have just come in, Chanda, she doesn't have her glasses, so I'm reading her some stuff, but
I can't see anything.
feel free also, and Michael Holland's going to send me a bottle of his bubbles. If you can make bubbles, you are now a hero of mine, because I've never tried to make sparkling wine. I did make a rosé at Clos Pepe. We made a rosé at Clos Pepe that did re-ferment in the bottle in 1997, but God, was it good. As I always said,
97?
or 2007. I think the tagline was, if I had meant to make it sparkle, it would have been $50, but because I didn't, it's 18. It wasn't her fault. She was my co-winemaker at Clos Pepe.
My job.
It was not. And that was actually, that was a day that our intern, I was sick as a dog, and you guys finished and bottled that wine without me. That's why it happened.
But the bottling was not involved.
All right, and Kobe's in the house too. And if you want to tell me where you are and what you're drinking, I always love to hear.
Is that one actually working?
Yes, they keep telling me it is, so that's good. John Schaefer, if you do the real difficult work of providing a wine experience and you hold a great sense of humor in the process. Absolutely. And there's 99. Thank you, Keith Jackson. Fortunately, my wife doesn't matter where I get hungry as long as I eat at home. So to speak. All right, what do we got? It's my homemade sparkling Vidal, traditional method de champenois, and your grapes in Gardner, New York. Well made. Well done. Well done. I'm assuming, Dominic, it's just a home wine. Generally, home winemakers can trade, but they can't sell. But yeah. Yeah, the Vidal is really showing beautifully, though. Oysters. Now, Chanda doesn't do oysters. She's never really had char-grilled oysters like New Orleans style. I don't think she'd like them because I know her palate.
I prefer eating plants.
She likes eating plants. So I'm going to go ahead and say, and she does eat goat cheese. Goat cheese is kind of your cheat.
I do.
So I would say, how about like squash blossoms stuffed in goat cheese, like tempura deep fried with like a little
You can't really go wrong with that.
And then maybe I'm trying to think. Also, I think Middle Eastern food would be delicious. Anything like domas, like a Mediterranean food, domas, any type of anything like that.
Chicharrones, is that what that says?
Chicharrones. Now I'll I think chicharrones are plant based. No,
Pretty sure no.
but remember that all the protein from every animal you ever eat starts as protein from plants. So
Yeah, I just prefer to eat the plants and cut out the middleman.
there is chicharrones are a big thing, obviously, because most authentic sort of California Mexican people, they don't really eat chips and salsa, they eat chicharrones. So we found this out, so we wanted to buy a bunch of chicharrones for an end of picking party for all of our workers at Clos Pepe. So I went to a place up here in Santa Maria, drove from Lompoc to Santa Maria to buy these chicharrones because I was told the best chicharrones in the valley were from El Toro. So El Toro is a Mexican carniceria. If you don't speak Spanish there, they're not going to help you too much. I mean, they probably would. I mean, and likely their English would have been a hell of a lot better than my Spanish. But it was one of these like very, very intensely authentic kind of places. So I walked in and I walked out. After, I think it was $45, I bought literally a deep fried pig skin. Like, not chunks.
Like half a pig?
Like I basically had to carry it on my back. Like it was the size of a frickin' boogie board. It was probably bigger than a boogie board. And, it was like 9.5 pounds of chicharrone or something. So it's just like deep fried pig skin.
No part in this.
It's like crackling. Cracklin is another thing, that people would talk about. If you were in New Orleans, you would get it probably in a boudin and cracklin place, like Billy's Boudin, Billy's Boudin, and down in Lafayette, Louisiana, my favorite boudin spot. Absolutely. And we got Marilyn in the house. We got John. Tabbouleh. I love tabbouleh. We just actually looked up tabbouleh because we saw it. We saw it on a menu and we kind of had to look up. So tabbouleh is like, it's mint, right? It's mint and is it teff? No, it's some kind of, or it's like maybe quinoa. There's something in there, but it's a very kind of like green, spicy dish. Not spicy, but
is it like a sauce or
no,
an
it's
actual?
Like it looks kind of like a really finely chopped green salad almost. But you can look up tabbouleh. We'll do that for sure. So we got spirit and wine in the house. We got La Montagne. Kim's here. Kim or Theron or the kids. Hope everything is well. Hope everything is good down over there at the Lompoc Wine Ghetto. We got some nice folks showing up on our Instagram feed.
Vegetarian salad.
It's a vegetarian salad based mostly chopped parsley, tomatoes, mint, onion, bulgur. The correct answer was
so that's
bulgur.
the grain, right? That's the grain.
Yeah, lemon juice, olive oil, and it's not cooked, so it's a really good use of very high quality extra virgin olive oil.
And it's probably healthy.
Yes, chances are there's nothing in it that's going to fill my veins with more fat than there in there already. But now that trainer Chanda is making me work out hard 3 times a week, I'm on this cool ability to eat basically whatever I want, and I have to kind of really stack a lot of calories so I can build a little more muscle on these skinny little bones. And Christy Marshall, well, happy Tuesday to you, to one of our absolute favorite longtime watchers. There hasn't been many times I've been on where I didn't feel that Christy wasn't part of the show and helping, so thanks. Garlic, naan, and spicy vegetables. Ooh.
Oh.
Michael Holland wins. Yeah.
Fantastic.
I would have to say, like, the things that I miss most about my low carb to no carb diet is garlic naan, fresh, with that crispy, like oily sheen, and just a pile of butter chicken just next to me, or anything.
I'm pretty sure you miss every possible kind of awesome carb.
Yeah. I did some keto pizza crust the other night. It wasn't great, but it got me through, and I ate half that pizza, didn't I? It was tough. It really was. All right. I hope everyone's having a fun time day drinking. We were talking a little bit about this beautiful sparkling Vidal wine that was sent all the way from Gardner, New York. So thank you, Dominic. I really do appreciate it. The wine's delicious, and we're going to be enjoying it.
Sparkling is my favorite.
Yes. Chanda can say no to a lot of things, but she cannot say no to a glass of sparkling wine. So if I find like a frisbee golf disc that I really need, she will always know that I want something when I just arrive. I don't just bring flowers, because we have a rule that we kind of consider cut flowers a little bit of a waste. So if I find beautiful flowers, I'll take a picture and send them to her. That way the flowers can live on and make us happy, and we don't have to basically celebrate the romance of watching flowers slowly die. So
I just don't like killing things.
Yeah. So we have
this. I have a plant. I'd like it to be alive.
So my version, pretty much, of giving her flowers is to bring her sparkling wine, and it's normally not because I've done something wrong.
If you put a bunch of sparkling wine glasses together, like as a bouquet.
Oh, bouquet? Yeah. I like it.
Little pink wine in there?
Yeah, it's perfect. So, she probably thinks there's a good 50% chance if I just bring bubbles for no apparent reason that I'm going to be asking something in the next, probably 10 to 15 minutes, Can
I spend $700 and build a disc golf course and yeah.
Yeah. Fortunately, we don't have a lot of needs anymore.
Now that we're in our home.
Yes.
Together.
We've been very, very lucky. Clearly, this entire sort of quarantine process has shown us what the good, the bad, and the ugly in the relationships in our lives. And I mean, we've had a couple little tips, but nothing. I mean, just
there is no. Well, okay, other than the global pandemic, like killing tons of people everywhere and scaring everyone half to death. In our home, it is happy and peaceful and relaxed and wonderful, because we're weird.
Yes, and and I'm just. Normally traveling 200 to 250 days.
And, we used to work together side by side for 15 years. So.
And this is a good segue. Let's open the Chanda's Reserve and tell a little story. Patty's on, by the way. Hey, Patty. Patty was our tasting room manager at J. Wilkes and Bienvenido, Solomon Hills.
She now works at, what's it?
Grimm's Bluff?
Is that what it is? Did I get that right? I just actually saw a picture of you outside with the sign on Facebook.
Patty was with Jackson Family forever, and she's just an absolute doll.
Fantastic.
And we love her. And we do. Cool. So I'm going to be opening up our official tasting wine for the night. And I keep forgetting that this stupid mouse doesn't work. Ooh, spicy cauliflower tacos. Yeah.
Oh, I am a huge fan of cauliflower tacos.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of she's not a huge fan of Mexican food, so if I can find something that she likes.
Oh, yep. Grimm's Bluff.
Grimm's Bluff.
Oh, I tried to have Kestrel make a cameo, and she hit the table, and then like all of our cameras fell over, and it was a little bit of a disaster.
No,
so...
it was totally and perfectly apropos for
the tank to come,
for a black lab to come into an instant. And now we understand Chanda's a huge fan of Molly. What's Molly's last name?
Molly Burke.
Molly Burke, who's an Instagrammer, and
she is a YouTuber and Instagrammer. And she is blind. She has an amazing guide dog named Gallop, who is fantastic.
And now we know why Gallop doesn't come on camera very often.
Yeah, he comes on camera, but he's usually on the floor. Whereas Kestrel, I was trying to get her to put her paws up so you could see her, and then that didn't work.
So, right on. So this is the 2013 Chardonnay Central Coast. This wine you'll also see right here in silver. It says Chanda's Reserve.
It does say that, though.
And this was actually the first wine that we put a different label on in the J. Wilkes world, and made it one of our, what we kind of call our treasure hunter wines, in the sense that we only make a couple hundred cases, if that. And the wine was sold only through the tasting room. It was also made as a wine. Stacy Burcham, what up?
Long time no see.
No doubt. I saw you had a bloody nose last night. Isn't this weird that we're all just like so connected? I know my cousin Stacy posted on Instagram today of her bloody pillow, and I'm assuming, honey, you had a bloody nose and you weren't stabbed or attacked by some animal up in at Shaver Lake or wherever you guys are up in the mountains. So that's snap. Yeah. See, you never know about this stuff. Fortunately, I like USC, so in everything I see you're always wearing your SC stuff. Hey, did you know Jeff Wilkes was SC guy? So the guy who, the legacy of our brand, Jeff Wilkes, went to University of Southern California. So, fight on, baby. Let's go. Fight on, but stop beating yourself up at night, honey. Stop it, or I want my big track back. Perfect. All right, so we've got the 2013 Chanda's Reserve Chardonnay. If I was the winemaker in 2015, honey, how am I responsible for a 2013 wine?
It was bottled and labeled later.
It was. I had nothing to do with the crushing, the production of this wine from grapes. Of course, this wine was created originally for the Gold Medal Wine Club. When we put the wine together, we had some extra glass and we had some extra stuff. So when we looked at what could we do, the wine, we blended it. I was part of the blend right before we bottled it. And then in 2015, we decided that we were going to basically make this wine, and we wanted to give it a little bit of a tweak from the regular J. Wilkes world, something a little bit different, a little out of the normal. And so, do you want to tell the story about dinner at Nicholas and?
Oh, it's okay. Go
Yeah.
ahead. You're on a roll.
And so the Nicholas Miller invited us to a Christmas dinner, I think,
I think it was around Christmas
at
time.
his
It was
house,
at their house.
in Hope Ranch, Santa Barbara, and met their kids and got to see like hundreds of bottles of brown liquor. Dude's got more whiskey than you can shake a stick at. It was too early to drink whiskey, and I had to drive home. That was the problem.
Yes.
Anyway, so we were talking about it. Chanda shared her experiences at Clopepi, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the fact that she was, what's the easiest way? She was disappointed that she wasn't a winemaker anymore, and that she she wasn't part of what I did like she was at Club Pepe for 14 years.
Stacy said my hair is rad.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yes. Chanda recently cut 20 inches off her hair and went redhead after searching my internet browser history.
I did not choose the color, but I like it.
Me too. I have no idea I was a fiend for a redhead, but turns out I am, and she's my wife. So in the end, the most important thing to understand about this wine was after telling Nicholas and Shelley Miller the story of our parting ways at Club Pepe, and the fact that Chanda was sad that she couldn't be a winemaker anymore.
And I'm disabled and can no longer work at all, so
there's
that's
that.
sad. Also.
Correct. And so why don't you tell them what Nicholas did?
Put my name on it? What do you mean? It's evidence.
Storytelling. Well,
you are this storyteller.
He went and he shaved, and then he came down. He came back. He basically said, "What if we name a wine after you?" And I think you cried.
I did.
Yeah,
I totally did, because I had never had someone do something so kind and I mean, so I don't know if selfless is the right word, but just for no other reason than that family are just really wonderful, kind, nice people. And they wanted to make me feel special for no purpose whatsoever, just to do it. And it was extremely heartwarming and wonderful.
So we did bottle a Chanda's Reserve J. Wilkes bottling of both 2013 Chardonnay and 2013 Pinot Noir. I drank I got a case of each. I drank all the Pinot Noir. The Chardonnay, I still have maybe 4 bottles, 3 bottles.
Actually, that's what this bottle here is also one of mine. There, for some of you can see this bottle, but not all of you.
Yes. So maybe we have 4 bottles. The wine is predominantly Monterey County. It's Central Coast appellated. There is a little bit of Biendecito. There is a little bit of Solomon Hills. There is a little bit of French Camp, which is the Chardonnay actually in our Paso Robles vineyard is actually fantastic. But this wine was originally, I think it was actually a reserve, and I think it was actually a little bit more expensive than the regular Santa Maria Valley bottling, even though
it should be. It's got my name on it.
And it's in a perfect place for Chanda because she likes them old. She likes maturity, conversation, more than overt sensuality, and specifically like sexy young fruit. Sexy young fruit.
Bye, Stacey.
It's easy. It's easy to do. But in the other ways, in the other world, it's just and it's in a beautiful place. You can see, as I always show you, a little bit of the coloration. I'll show each camera. Got that. So I would call this sort of a medium gold. It definitely is showing a little touch of oxidation. It's definitely showing a little more color and golden color than the last time I drank it, which was about 1.5 years ago.
I kind of like it even better now.
Showing a little more nuttiness on the nose. I still get some nice bright baked apple, little brown sugar, little like a cooked butter, like a brown butter, like right before you throw an egg in the pan. A little bit of like a citrus blossom. Not much mineral though. I'm not really getting I normally get it in almost every J. Wilkes white wine that we make because almost all of them come from, Biendecito, Solomon Hills, and the Santa Maria Valley, which tends to make very high calcium soils, thicker skins, high intensity on the minerality. A little vanilla, kind of like a beautiful, kind of almost like a vanilla creme brulee character. And that little bit of hazelnut. 2013, so gosh, I don't know how 7 years came and went that fast, but it certainly did. But yeah, so this one's been in the bottle since 15, so it's been in the bottle for about 5 years. But that also means that it spent a good amount of time either in a barrel or in a tank waiting to be bottled, which probably gave it an opportunity to pick up a little oxygen as well. Oh, don't worry about it. The wine militia just came in. It's all right. We're recording it. Here, just for you, just to show you how.
About what?
Oh, he came in late.
Oh, late. Oh, late.
So this is what you've missed. This is my hot
never.
wife. This is Chanda. I'm Wes. I'm a winemaker for J. Wilkes Wines and the Miller Family Wine Company. This is the first wine we drank. And are you ready for this? a sparkling Vidal from Gardner, New York, Dominic Profaci, and it's good. Really, really nicely made. And we were talking about aromatic white wine and growing sparkling wine in various places. So you missed that. And then we told a story about how we met. Grateful Dead cover band show. We also, I didn't say that one of the most fun things we did the night we met is we actually found these 3 lawn chairs, of which only 2 worked, but we kept setting the broken one up. And my beautiful, leggy, awesome hippie wife kept attracting the boys to the yard. So boys kept coming over to sit next to her to talk to her. Like, I can't say that they're dumb.
Like everyone does at a party. You just go sit.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. So like I was sitting here and she was sitting here, and then there was like, or she was sitting here, I was sitting here, and then
I was in the middle.
Right.
The broken one is over here.
Broken one next to her. So dude could come over and sit right next to her, not even worry about it, but not knowing it's one of those kind of banana chairs, you know? It has like all like the vinyl, like little
like lounge
chair
thing.
it kind
anyway,
anyways.
It would flip over every time someone sat.
So we totally set it up. And this is just the kind of jerks we are. And Jeremy Ball's in the hairs. Good to see you guys today. So as we were talking the first night that we met, we would wait for, basically, just hippie dudes to walk over, and they may not have been in the perfect, sober mind frame.
They were not sober.
To check,
It was night drinking.
It was night drinking, and it was night smoking, and it was probably some more than that, too.
It was a Grateful Dead cover band.
So I think 5, 6 different guys came over and sat and flipped over backwards right in front of us. And
wandered away.
And like we would look at each other like, and then they'll just try not to laugh, and they're like, "Hey, it's cool if I have a seat." "Yeah, bro, have a seat, man. Want a little wine?" Woohoo! And then they'd be like, "Oh man, this seat's broken, man. Take this chair out of here." I'm like, "All right, I won't let anyone share." And then, once in a while, then he would leave, and we would wait like 2 minutes. And I think one time a girl came over, like, "No, don't sit on that," because we're not going to do that to a woman, but hippie man, yeah, what the heck?
It was mostly just drunk hippie men.
It was,
which made it funnier.
We've always had a really, really good time carefully, like,
watching humanity.
People watching and talking some smack. One thing, because we spend so much time in bed watching TV, there are times, especially after, oh my gosh. So we got to write a cartoon about this.
Out loud, really loud, not realizing.
Yeah, like I swear once I get back into the market, I'm just going to be walking through like a star Michelin restaurant. I'm just going to be like, roar. Oh.
Like you do at home when no one's watching.
I know also that when I go back into the world, like there was that great cartoon of the guy basically watching his laptop, and he's like, "Man, I just can't get into this show. None of these people are relatable. None of them are likable." And the little thing comes out of the computer. "John, your mic is on." He was actually in a Zoom meeting, so we have to realize pretty soon that we've been in a situation where we can just kind of watch the world go by and talk some smack.
I did see a really funny Zoom thing where like a guy was all businesslike in a Zoom meeting, and then like his like not clothed person walked across the background.
Oh yeah, no, he was was it on like John Oliver?
It was like not his wife.
Oh no, yeah, no, he was a politician, and there was a woman he was shagging walking back and forth in the meeting, and it wasn't his wife. I think he got fired. That's good stuff, man.
So you gotta pay attention when you get back into the world.
I guess the take-home message is when you get back into the world, we'll probably won't be able to day drink quite as much, which is going to be interesting. Is everyone just going to carry a flask and we're going to go all like pre-prohibition? What the hell is going to happen? I mean, I read someplace that some people are saying like 50% increase in alcohol sales and consumption since the beginning of this. I mean,
what else is there to do?
Loving each other. Oh, anyways, so the Chardonnay and Beth, welcome. So lovely to have you here as well. And we've got the Sween Psalm in the hairs. Love that. And then we've been talking about this beautiful Chardonnay, little 2013. Question: Is it mature?
I would say it's mature enough for me.
Would you want it less fruit? Because I think there's definitely some fruit left in it.
Want.
What?
I mean, the older a wine gets, the more I like it. That doesn't mean I don't like it on day one and only like it on day whatever year. It's just that I like them more and more and more as time goes on. It has to get pretty freaking old for me to say, all right, it's a little past its prime. Usually when someone else says, oh, this is a little too old for me, I think it's just right for me. But that's just my personal palate.
I'm finding this wine to show amazing harmony from the beginning, the middle, and the end. This is a really good example of a wine, I think, that has reached peak maturity for most human beings.
For most people.
Because I think what you would say is if you can imagine this wine would be young and fruity and bright and not so interesting or complex. What's happening now, normally you put the wine in your mouth, and Broadbent and some of the British writers love the term attack. How the wine influences your palate right when you put it in your mouth, how the wine attacks your mouth. This wine, I talk a lot about attack because I like it, that term, in a young wine. There's not a lot of attack here. The wine actually starts in the front of the palate a lot softer, and then it hits the middle of the palate and sings, and then the finish has pretty bright acidity. I mean, the wine has all parts, and the parts are talking to each other. There's some integration, there's some seaming or seamlessness that's kind of going on with it. And I love the fact that there's still fruit. It's still alive. It's lively. It's got cut. It's
definitely not dead.
No. I would say
Certainly
that
not.
for your palate, I would say it could go like another 5 years.
Probably.
And for my palate too.
I don't think we'll have it in 5 years.
And obviously, the longer you wait on a wine, the more delicate of food. Like if I was going to go another 5 years on this wine, I would probably want to do it with like something almost like to just let the wine do the speaking, like a butter risotto.
Yeah, something I feel
really
like it's
gentle,
surprisingly more complex than what I remembered the last time I ate it. And I do really like the idea of the food just being so pure and simple, and then like the wine gets to
any food jump out in your mind?
As a person who should not be eating any type of cheese but is obsessed with cheese, I mean, I could pair this with any number of just like kind of pure cheese covered goodness, of whether it's, just like a perfect simple mac and cheese, or like you said, like a delicate pasta with some kind of like Alfredo kind of just softness to it.
I think Alfredo would be lovely because it's got the acid to go through as much fat as Alfredo has. Someone told me that. I remember like one serving of fettuccine Alfredo has the same fat content as 7 pieces of bacon.
At least.
Fat is flavor, ladies and gentlemen, and that's why it's so darn delicious.
It seems like there's a ton of people making sparkling wine these days. That's really surprising.
Ooh,
I would not even like attempt to make a sparkling wine. Dominic is making this sparkling.
And we've Michelle Shin's got the Smashberry Red with some roast on a bed of red lentils. Oh, I like lentils a lot. I wish they didn't have as many carbs.
I think my hair only looks longer because it's like if you see it from the front, it looks kind of long, but then if you turn, it's short in the back.
I'm wondering when the 2018 J. Wilkes Chardonnay in City of Buellton. Beautiful. Yeah, good old Buelltown.
Buelltown.
Man, for a highway town, you got some damn good restaurants in that place.
Oh, Wes just made some guacamole yesterday.
Yes.
You still have some.
Yes, and everyone has such different feelings on guacamole, but the problem is I bought 5 avocados and 3 of them got ripe exactly at the same time. I also really like to make an avocado. I think an avocado salad would be lovely with this wine. Oh. So I like to basically just, put a knife in an avocado, flip it upside down, flip it around 360, separate it, pull out the pit. And then what I do is I take a really sharp knife and I cut the avocado in the skin in very thin, long, longitudinal slices, and then spoon it out and put it on a plate and just slowly kind of put my hand over it, and it like fans out into this beautiful pattern of a half an avocado. And then extra virgin olive oil, the greener and just more robust, the better. And then fresh lemon juice. a little bit of soy sauce or ponzu, a little bit of very, very finely chopped onion, and then I'll usually use just a little sprinkle of tahini, or on mine, maybe a squirt, like a squirt and a return of a little bit of good sriracha. And then kosher salt over the top to give it a little crunch. Great dish for that. And our local sushi joint does tempura avocado. I'm going to learn how to do that. I got my panko down. Now I want to get my... And Chanda's like, no, we had this discussion at Walmart 4 years ago when I said, ooh, fry buddy, fry buddy, fry buddy. She's like, okay.
So, we have an air fryer. We'll just use that.
I wanted to buy a little deep fryer. And of course, my thought is, delicious, like fresh corn dogs, all this stuff, whatever. Chanda's like, how do you think having a deep fryer in our house is going to affect our long-term cardiovascular health? And this, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not a married man, let me explain something about being married. You basically get to be with someone who knows just how screwed up you are. You know just how screwed up they are, and you still love the hell out of each other. You never have to reinvent each other. And here's the deal. I have friends all the time who ask me, seems like you're really happy in your marriage. I'm thinking about getting married. What do you think about marriage? I'm like, do you want to be better? Do you take advice? Do you actually want someone to help you to attain a level of success that is possible and potential? Or are you going to have this person who's trying to make you a better person, hold them to that, hold that against them, and basically make them sad because they're trying to help you? So I go kicking and screaming. Because generally I like myself, and I'm not I don't feel very often that I need to constantly make myself better, but I actually do. And I've learned that from this beautiful woman next to me. So thank you for that. I don't know how we got from avocados to marriage. My brain is special.
It is.
Cool. So I hope you guys deep fry my heart. Yes, Jason.
Oh, do you put ripe avocados in the fridge? I did not know you could do that.
Huh.
I thought you weren't supposed to put avocados in. But that makes sense. If they're ripe, maybe they'll, and then yeah.
And Eddie Gray's in the house. Eddie is our salesperson. He's a great sales guy down. He had my water bottle for the longest time.
Oh, God, thanks.
And he got it back. No, he's the guy I work with down in LA at Greek Theater. He's got the Greek Theater sold. He's got Pasadena. He's got
I rely on all of you folks to keep track of his belongings when he is away from me.
Yes, it is amazing. I have to say how little I've lost since I've been sequestered. My greatest rule is if you lose something, never forget that gravity works. It's usually down. Michelle Dahl, cheers. So glad you guys are here. Yeah, air fried sweet potato fries. Yum, yum, yum.
Yes,
air fryers though I find are a lot like, proper Italian pizza ovens that get like 700 degrees. You just do not walk away from an air fryer. At least for the first month. I've got like my home fries down. I've got a number of stuff down, but I find if I turn that air fryer on and I walk away, I get distracted so easy. I come back and I've got blackened food.
Yeah.
We also have a problem. We have an Italian Greyhound in the house that thinks our fire alarm, our smoke detector is the devil. And if it goes off, he will literally like destroy his paws trying to get through a wall.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Freak out. Yeah.
He actually tried to jump through a window one time and hung himself upside down on the leveler blinder strings, the strings that hold the leveler blinders. He jumped up and tried to get out while we weren't here, and the fire alarm must have beeped. And we came back, and he was hanging upside down with his foot, basically.
Luckily, it was just his foot caught in the string, just a foot, so not the...
And
horrible.
Yeah, it was like that thing, where's the dog, where's the dog, where's the dog? She went outside, I went into the room. Honey, you need to come in here. And then, I was basically holding the dog up. We took him up. He had the smallest little laceration on his foot. No dripping blood, no nothing.
Yeah,
but
he was good. He was good.
He wrecked the entire window. I mean, like the leveler blinds.
Like, not just the blinds.
He was hanging there long enough that he was chewing, and it was
terrified.
So
our smoke detectors go off really easily. It's just a hint of smoke. Poof! They're screaming. It's horrible. He freaks out. So we have to be very careful when using the air fryer and making sure nothing starts to burn. That's the moral.
So to close up, and Robert, welcome, and everybody else, and I'll check a couple folks, and we got Chuck Buck 3 in the house, and our friend Dead Lioness, who is awesome. You'll have to. She told me who.
Dead Lioness or like dead Lioness?
Has nothing really to do with her name, but she's been making excellent comments since she's been here on Instagram, and I've been really enjoying having her.
I just wonder if it's Grateful Dead Lioness or a different dead.
If you want to tell us the nature of your name, we're just sitting over here guessing. And again, this is what I'm worried about when we get out of quarantine. We're going to be in public, in
It's from a poem. Okay.
Eating.
Cool.
We'll be eating at like Panera. And we'll be talking shit about the people sitting next to us, thinking they can't hear us.
Thinking that they're on a screen.
Thinking they're on a screen. Getting to understand how to be social again, besides walking down in our neighborhood and waving and smiling to everybody. Like, hey, we all might die, but isn't it nice to have a great neighborhood?
We have the best neighborhood.
I do love the fact that a little bit of mortality really seems to be bringing out the humanism in everybody, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. Anything else you'd like to say about this Chardonnay?
No, not necessarily.
I'm really impressed. The wine was originally made by Vidal Perez, who was the cellar master for Jeff Wilkes before Jeff passed in 2010. Vidal Perez came on and made the wine after Jeff passed in the 12, 13, and 14 vintages. And then I came in 15 to blend the 14s and then took over as the full-time winemaker in 2015. So this is a little bit of a pre-West J. Wilkes vibe. And one thing that I will always let you guys know as we're slowly starting to wind things up is we've got, let's see, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We got 4 more days of the Miller Family Wine, wine special. So if you go to millerfamilywines.com and use the promo code DD50, yes, this is about 95% content show, and 5% of it we got to pay the bill. So we are online due to the Miller families and the wonderful Miller family that gave Chanda her own wine. So if you need some wine for sequestering and for quarantine, we've got a great deal going on right now, but it's only for this week and we're stopping it. We've already sold over 180 cases on the sale just through the website, and that is the promo code is DD50, day drinking 50% off. So for Ballard Lane wines, Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Zinfandel, Cabernet, Barrel Burner, Chardonnay, and Cabernet. Barrel Burner is like Napa style, kind of Paso pricing. Ballard Lane is screw cap, elegant style, fruity, bright, kind of a by the glass style wine for high-end restaurants. And then the Smashberry, especially this bad boy. This, if I had to say, each one of you should just go right now and buy a couple cases for the upcoming summer, either to celebrate with your friends or to commiserate that your friends are not with you. All the ones that I just mentioned, Smashberry Rosé and the Smashberry Red included, $7.50 a bottle, all down from $14.99. So you're looking at wines that are normally going to be on a shelf for anywhere between $12 and $15, and you can get them right now until the end of the week, Friday. I guess probably Friday at midnight with the DD50 code. Not only can you get a $7.50 per bottle, but you can also get the shipping is going to be $10 a case. So 1 to 12 bottles, $10, 13 to 24, $20, which is about half the price that it costs us to actually ship. So we're actually paying to ship you wine. So, but that's how we're pivoting. I hear that word again. It's going to be the year.
You're the one that says
I know, but it's going to be the word of the year. It's going to be the word of the year for 2020. Oh, but that's okay.
So does anyone have questions
Yeah.
about the wine that we are drinking?
So Josh is going to go feed some kids.
Oh,
Thank you, Josh. I thank you for your service as a San Diego sheriff.
Was this wine cellared or in a wine fridge?
It has been
was not in either.
We live in Orcutt, which is Santa Maria, California. Our average high temperature in August is 74 degrees. We just had last week we had 2 days that were hotter than any day we had in August last year. So
in our house we don't really use the heater very much, and we don't have an air conditioner, so we regulate the temperature in our house using windows opening and closing at various times of day or night. And we have a room with boxes and boxes of wine, and we regulate that temperature of that room with windows opening and closing, and it stays nice and chilly year round, no matter what, basically.
That room stays between 58 and 68.
It does not get up to 68 in there.
I mean, when it gets 100 degrees outside, it might get into the high 60s.
Yeah, but all you have to do is just open the windows at night and turn on a fan, and the whole house gets freezing. So it's
the nice thing is our high temperature in August is actually lower than the average low temperature in most of the country.
Yeah.
During the same month. So we're incredibly lucky. So we really don't have to worry too much about the cellaring. But we do. I am very sensitive.
So basically in a cool room this whole time.
And I would say, I think that was Michelle. Michelle, I would say that to answer your question specifically, I would expect this wine to be a little less mature if it had been at 55 degrees its entire life. I think it's showing how it would show from a wine cellar in about 2023, 2024. So certainly has got some time. And Dave Parker's in the house. Welcome, Dave. So stoked you're here.
Definitely. Oh, Dominic ordered 2 more cases. Nice.
Thank you, Dominic. And
I won today. Break from the hundreds. Ooh, Christy, where do you live? That's hot. When it gets 80 here, which it rarely ever does, I basically melt.
Yeah.
Die at 100. I would literally probably not.
My dad lives out in Palm Desert, and he constantly lets us know how lucky we are. And generally,
we already know.
And in general, the thing about living in Santa Maria is I live in one of the most temperate cities on the planet Earth. And because we're between 65 and 85 degrees as a high, probably 350 days a year. Wherever I am, and when I'm coming home, whether I'm in Paris, whether I'm in Kathmandu, or whether I'm in Dallas, I'll look at the weather at home and just be like, yes. I mean,
that's what I'm sitting in.
And that's why the Pinot Noir and the Chardonnay do so well here. It's because long, cool hang time, development of flavor. It's the same reason why the strawberries here are some of the best in the world too. Is because of that amazing temperature. And our broccoli, our cauliflower, our peppers.
Artichokes in Lompoc we saw today. A ton of artichokes out there.
And from all the hullabaloo, I guess cannabis goes pretty well in Lompoc and in the Santa Rita Hills. Yes. So
Dominic is still worried about frost. Where he is. Where's he with that?
In New York.
New York. It's
Gardner, New York.
Upper New York?
I'm not exactly sure where Gardner is because, my family left the East Coast 7 generations ago. But nail biter last weekend up and down the Mid-Atlantic. I know that they had snow. I was talking to one of our Midwest regional sales manager in East Lansing, Michigan, and he said there was snow on the ground last weekend. So yes, Palm Springs. Well, I hope it wasn't too hot when the wine got delivered, but our quality control is unbelievable. So even if it got warm, as long as the corks are good, you should be fine. Yeah.
Deadline is natural temp regulation. Yeah, it makes everyone jealous. This is really one of the most amazing places to live in.
All about the Pacific Ocean. I
mean, what don't you have here? Yeah, I got everything. It's amazing. I love Santa Maria.
I do miss DC. It's kind of I normally do the Chesapeake Bay Wine and Food Festival, and I'm the only Central Coast Santa Barbara winemaker ever invited, and I just love it. I've
heard that DC is really wheelchair accessible compared to a lot of places, so that would be somewhere that I would like to go because I get around on wheels. I need accessible place. We went to Santa Fe. That was the least accessible place ever. Oh God, that was terrible.
I did a very bad job as a vacation husband.
No, that was my mom's planning. It's all good. She did fine. She's, when you're not on wheels, you don't think whether things are slanted or steps or narrow or you just don't think about it.
But what I would say is,
I would like to go to DC.
Yes, and Lioness, we'll meet you in DC. Yay. Can you get us into Rose's Luxury? Because that's what we need. And we'll go to the DC Smokehouse, which I've been told has been closed and opened, and it was opened again in a bar in a very seedy part of DC. and I was told that it's the place where back when we liked Kevin Spacey, and we loved him in House of Cards.
Yeah.
And he used to go to that sort of like kind of low rent smokehouse. It's based on the DC smokehouse. And
nice.
The best braised greens I have ever had. Like,
she says it is very accessible for wheelchair, so I'm in.
Cool.
Not that we can travel right now.
No, there's no hints of cannabis in Santa Rita Hills wines. I need to make sure people understand this.
That doesn't.
The wine people are being little bitches about this whole cannabis thing.
Nothing blowing in the air.
Elections matter. Grapes have terpenes. Cannabis has terpenes.
Roses have terpenes. Lavender has terpenes. They all do.
As a very wise man once said at a meeting, Steve Pepe, believe it or not. Why have they never argued about rotting cabbage and broccoli and the smell of rotting broccoli and cabbage affecting wine?
Really gross, by the way.
Next to, and when they bury cabbage right next to our vineyard, it reeks like for a week.
Like vomit. It smells like vomit, ground vomit.
I'm an old hippie, so I love the smell of growing cannabis. I think it smells absolutely fabulous and delicious, and I could sit around and smelling it. Plus, you have olfactory overload. Once you smell something for more than 10 minutes, you're never going to smell it anyways.
But no, the smell of cannabis flowing through the air does not affect other plants.
There's no particulate. There's nothing that can adhere to it.
There's nothing.
It's a volatile compound. Give me an example of a volatile compound affecting other things. People are like, eucalyptus. Well, eucalyptus actually gives off pollen, and the pollen actually adheres to the bloom on the skins of the grapes. So you can actually have an impact of the smells of that tree in a wine. It can happen. That's why a lot of people cut down eucalyptus trees around the perimeter of a vineyard. Now, I can see that if you have an existing tasting room and it just reeks like skunk, like that's problematic on days where you can go outside and taste.
Tasting rooms right next to like lavender farms that reek like lavender. Of course, we like the smell of lavender quite often. Not everyone, but I mean that works. How do you know?
The way I look at it is
fine.
Legal is legal, farming is farming, and jobs are jobs. And I wish, this is my personal statement, not from the Miller family and not from anybody except me. I believe that a strategic partnership between legal cannabis and wine in California could do amazing wonders. Cannabis has more money than Santa Barbara wine. If we want to go to bat, okay, so we go full force to try to stop legal cannabis grows in the unincorporated areas of agricultural Santa Barbara. And we win. What did we win? Okay, there's no cannabis. Congratulations. If we strategically partner with these people that are going to be making millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars growing illegally,
and bringing a lot of people,
bring in the hipsters, bring in the neckbeards, bring in all the folks that want to come and taste wine and drink beer,
nice, mellow people,
and smoke a little bit of cannabis. As far as I think one problem that people have is there's just still the stigma about who it is that smokes cannabis. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen, if you could see a halo over the head of anyone who'd smoked cannabis in the last 30 or 60 days, you'd be like, Betty White takes bomb hits? You freaking kidding me? I had no idea. Literally.
There's so many people that I've met that I would assume would never use cannabis. And then I find out later, yeah, they do.
We'll have to have a cannabis program.
I'll be on that one. It is my medicine. I have several chronic pain conditions, and without cannabis, I have no other pain meds, and I would probably not be here.
It says Rose's Luxury is doing delivery now. See, Rose's Luxury is the place, unless you have like the special, it's like the French Laundry of DC, and it's line out the door. Unless you have the special number or whatever. I've heard there's a special number. I've never been, but I waited in line and had one of the best dinners I've ever had there. And now they're doing delivery, so she gets it on Sunday. It's amazing.
Nice.
How cool is that? Now I know that what I've said about cannabis and wine is a little bit controversial, but what I really want to think about is instead of spending money that we could be spending on promoting Santa Barbara County as a very special place to visit and taste our wine, why don't we take money and find a way to let cannabis use the money that they would normally spend for lawyers to have these stupid battles back and forth and say, as I said, I actually have met with some cannabis growers. They're like, how can we have a better relationship with grape growers? I'm like, every single one of you should join every single wine club in Santa Barbara. Because if all the cannabis growers, all of them were wine club members, Patty knows the way you treat a wine club member is different than the way you treat somebody else. Again, make it a flat earth. Why did Taiwan and China start getting along? Because some people in the Politburo in China had kids that owned businesses in Taiwan. Well, let's screw Taiwan. Wait, I have kids there. Let's screw cannabis. Wait. These people are all members of our wine club. So there are ways that we can work together for economic benefit. So we're all essential businesses. Believe it or not, in California, cannabis is considered an essential business right now.
It is for me.
And it is for a lot of people. Again, I think keeping people mellow and watching cartoons in their house right now could be probably one of the best ideas we could probably have.
Doesn't sound like a bad plan.
No, calm down. It's all well and good. All right. Well, we're just about at the end of our hour on Instagram, which means we're going to get cut off. Really appreciating Steve. Steve, I hope everything is well with you and your beautiful wife down there in Palos Verdes.
Kristen was saying the asparagus stinks too.
Asparagus definitely stinks, especially when you throw it, when you dig it back under. So, as I always finish the program, first of all, cheers. Thank you for being here. Down the hatch, small amounts of delicious things are the best thing in the world. And as I always finish, I promised you guys that I would give you guys one book that changed my life.
Oh, sorry. You've got water all over it. So I wiped it
So
off.
my book for the day is Jack Kerouac, On the Road. A book that has made me who I am, made me basically feel like I should just get in a car every summer that I taught and go follow the Grateful Dead. Also, when Jack Kerouac wrote On the Road, a lot of people don't know, this book was written on one piece of paper. Jack Kerouac hated, because of the state that he wrote this book, which is basically under the influence of ephedrine, he hated having to pull cross caps, the little X caps. Benzodrine. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Benzodrine makes you high, right? It's not like, okay. So, yeah, thank you. So he really hated being high on Benzodrine and having to pull each piece of paper on, put a new piece of paper on and start typing again. So he had butcher paper cut at 8.5 inches and basically wrote the entire first draft of On the Road on one piece of
scroll.
And rolled it up in a scroll and basically sent it to his publisher.
But it worked out.
So that's a book that influenced my life. And then, as I always close, I just want to say that find someone in your family, find someone in your social circle, and find someone that maybe in your neighborhood that you don't know as well as maybe you should. Reach out to them and ask if they need any help. Make sure you think of someone in your mind that may not have anyone during sequestering and may feel a little lonely. Maybe give them a call or ask to FaceTime. Do it, or do a watch party for day drinking and encourage them to have a drink with you. So all this stuff is important. Take really, really good care of each other. Take really good care of yourself.
Kristen.
Breathe deep. Take a moment to understand. If you can't be with the wine you love the wine you're with. And don't forget, promo code DD50, MillerFamilyWines.com. And J. Wilkes wines are also 20% off 6 bottles or more and 25% off a case or more. And you get an even better deal if you join the wine club. So do consider that. I know the first rule of wine club is we don't talk about it, but oops, I guess I just did. So have a fantastic night. Take care of each other. And I'm so glad. And thank you to my beautiful wife, Chanda, for spending some time with me. And yes, we are, is today. So let's see, March 11th, April 11th. May 11th. We're 3 months in.
We're 3 months in.
We're 3 months in.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. We're on it. So if you guys need anything, let us know. We got your back. All right. Take good care. That was fun.